Well, we're fixing to show you how we use our silent partners in all our gardening. They do a lot of work for us, and we utilize everything from them that we can. And me and my wife laid some flat block down here, some cap block and some 16 by 16. And what I do when I get ready to go into where they lay their eggs and they roost at night, I always clean this off so I quit hitting my head on the top of the chicken yard. You can just peel this right off. This is really not the preferred manure you want. It's in there where we put the sawdust, but we have so many fig trees close to the chicken pen because they love to run off from the chicken pen.
You see how much there is.
Yeah, and that's even under an oak tree and under cedar trees. So they really like the chicken runoff.
How old is this chicken coop? When did we build it?
This chicken coop's
at least 10 years old.
At least 10, probably older than that.
Yeah.
I know that's our fourth raising of chickens, and we keep them about 3 years, and then they don't lay so well, and we start new ones then. A 1/2-inch hardware cloth, the reason we put that down, because if you ever have collected eggs as a youngin' or as an adult and you reach in there and you grab a chicken snake in a dark coop, it's very scary and you don't want to go back.
I won't go back.
So the 1/2-inch hardware cloth, if the snake's small enough to get through that, the velociraptors will eat them.
Yeah.
Because that's what they are. They are fierce on anything that hits the dirt in their territory. All right. These are our silent partners in our gardening and growing of everything. As you can see the difference from outside to inside, how dry it is in here. It's super dry. This is their roost right here. This is where they sleep all night, if you can call it sleep. They don't really sleep that well. That rooster crows all night, keeping everybody up.
Here's another one.
That's how they sit on it, and they roost on it. Well, they poop all night. So what we do is we have a friend that has a sawmill that only cuts cypress. So we collect the cypress sawdust from him, and we put it in here, and then we gather it out of here and pour it down our rows in the garden when we open it up, when we get ready to plant around all our fruit trees. And you have to watch them. There's 4 of them down there brooding. One of that red one's real aggressive.
They look comfortable.
Yes. All right, I'm gonna get together before they get too upset.
Okay.
And you can see it's super dry. This is the way to collect it. It don't burn any of your crops. It's a mixture of sawdust and chicken manure.
Right.
It's always dry in here because we got a good roof on it.
Right.
All right, we've collected 2 buckets out of there because we can't take our big tubs. And I, this morning, have selected tubs that have holes drilled in them, because what we're collecting up today is for the blueberries, but me and my wife's got to pick the blueberries today. And when we're through picking them, that's when I fertilize them and cut the tops back out of them to get them bush out more. But we might not get all that done, so I'm putting them in these tubs where if they were to get wet, the water will run through it. But as you can see, this is dry. And that is nothing but good cypress sawdust and chicken manure. All right, we made it to a buddy of mine, to his sawmill, and if you look over here, you'll see it's dry underneath it, so it ain't too wet. But we got a hard rain over here last night. I might be able to get what I need, and it might be too heavy. I might leave it and let it dry out for a few days before I can come back. All of this sawdust is all cypress. There might be some oak mixed in it, but he cuts, and other people cuts the trees dry and bring it to him, and he cuts it for them. So there's no pressure treated. He used to cut pressure treated, but he don't no more.
How old is he?
He's 86 years old. His brother's 103, and he goes to work 1 day a week. So they got good genes and good work ethic. All right, that didn't take long, about 10 minutes, and we got 6 tubs full of free sawdust. And we utilize this in the chicken coop, in the flower beds, in the garden. I have had him scoop it up with his backhoe and put it on my trailer and just throw it out in the garden, till it in. Because like I say, it's all green and dry cypress, oak, pine. There's no pressure treated, so it's all good for the garden. We'll see you back at the chicken coop. All right, we made it back to the chicken coop. Since gardening season started, we have taken out 14 of these tubs. Well, you can't put 14 back in at one time. If not, there won't be good chicken manure in it through and through. So what we'll do is we're going to put in 5, 6 today, probably just 5 though. We've got 6. I'll probably pull one out in the big part of the coop, and we'll leave it for 2.5 months. Then we will add 5 more tubs to it, and then when we go to collect for next spring, when we get ready to garden, there'll be chicken manure through all of it. If you'll open the gate up and turn the light on. You go.
What's the rooster doing in the hen box?
Because we're aggravating them doing this. He's in there with her because we're aggravating them today by going in here and doing all this digging, and he knows that brooding hen's a lot meaner than he is. All right, you can come back in here in 2 days and they'll have this all leveled out really good, and you won't even look like the same coop. We'll, like I say, we'll bring back 4 or 5 more in a couple of months and let them keep on doing their thing. There's one other little bit of advice I'd like to give. If you have a chicken coop, it's real tempting to clean the spider webs up, but you really don't want to do that. You want to leave the spider webs because it catches the mosquitoes that aggravate the chickens at night and other flying insects that can get in the coop. So the spiders are really helping you by being there. That's why they are there, to catch the mosquitoes and biting flies that come in on the chickens.
It's all part of the cycle.
Exactly.
There's a purpose to everything.